So, you started batch cooking. Now we need to save time. Batch cooking helps you save time. It does, it really does. But when you start, it can be a little bit hard. So, these are some time saving tips while you're batch cooking. Because it takes a while to cook all that food and you need to save all the time that you can. So, first things first, prep everything. Prep everything. Cut your onions, cut your tomatoes, cut all your vegetables, potatoes, peel them. Everything that needs to be cut, peeled, washed, do that. If you get those all done and ready to go, cooking will be a breeze. It'll be a lot easier. And then another time saving tip is to start with a clean sink. I know if you hate washing dishes like I do, this is a little hard, but it helps. So if you can start with a clean sink, you will amount dirty dishes as you cook, but it's different than when you're cooking with a dirty sink. So when you're cooking with a dirty sink, it does do something to you psychologically, because your place is untidy. It makes things just seem a little bit more complicated than they really are. And that's something to do with like just how messy things are. I don't know. Anyways, if you start out with a clean sink, it makes things go smoother. You have a surface that you can use. But yeah, all in all, start with a clean sink. And then, second tip, you already know what it is. Wash as you go. Yeah, your mom told you to do that. You never like to do it. But you gotta do it. So, if you wash as you go when you're cooking, when you're done cooking, you do not have a big old mess to clean, right? You've basically washed most of your dishes while you're cooking and as you're going, and so your place, doesn't look as bad. So that means washing as you go means washing your dishes as you go, and then also your surfaces, clearing your surfaces. It makes things go a lot better when you're cooking. But if you're a messy cook like me, this can be really hard. But when you do try to implement it, it does help. So I know it's a struggle, but please try. And then another time saving tip is try to find an uninterrupted time to batch cook. Okay? I know this can be hard when you have little kids and you're probably working or doing some other stuff, but try, because if you can, you'll enjoy it more. It's really hard to cook when you have kids and people interrupting you every 2 to 5 minutes. Like, it's hard. It's not as enjoyable. But if you can find a time, so for me, it's usually when the kids are asleep. Once the kids are asleep, then I can do a batch cook. And then sometimes I try to schedule it around my husband's schedule, so I know he'll be home. He can keep the kids occupied for a bit while I cook. So sometimes it means doing that. So whatever works for you, just try to find some uninterrupted time to cook. And then also, last tip, make sure that the meals that you're batch cooking are not new to you. Okay? If they're new to you, your batch cook will be slow. Okay? Yeah. If they're new to you, you need to take time to understand the ingredients, understand how to cook it, make sure it doesn't come out burnt or the wrong way. You should try not to attempt a new. Most of the meals that you're cooking should be some things that you can cook. Like, you've cooked this a couple times already, no problem, right? So you can go straight at it, no issues. So try to do that when you're batch cooking, because that will save you time. Because if you have to stop and read an ingredient list, if you have to stop and read the directions, it can be hard to batch cook. So as much as I want all of you guys to get my cookbook and try my recipes, try some East African recipes, probably shouldn't try them and try to batch cook at the same time. No. Master the recipes first and then try to batch cook after you've mastered the recipes. So try to keep maybe just one new recipe per your batch cooking session, not all four. All four should not be new recipes. No, don't do that. So yes, that is the last tip. So those are 5 tips. Prep everything, make sure everything is cut and ready to go, have all your ingredients ready, right? And then start with a clean sink. That way you can start piling dishes there, but that way you have a clean surface. Wash as you go and clean your surfaces as you go. It'll make everything easier for you at the end. And then try to find time to batch cook when you have it's uninterrupted. So no kids, no spouse. I mean, I guess you can talk to your spouse while you cook, but try not to have kids. Just uninterrupted time. Okay, so whatever that looks like for you. And then make sure most of your meals are things that you've already cooked before and it's not new to you. So yeah, that is all of my time saving tips for batch cooking. Try them out. Let me know what you think. See you till next time.